welcome back everybody. And in today's video I want to share something that I recently learned about toggle switches that isn't terribly well known within DCS. And I found it while I was in the process of making the video demonstrating the Viper throttle back there, that definitely applies to almost any throttle that features toggle switches like this. Both of these throttles are fully configured to work in their respective aircrafts. This one for the A-10 Warthog, that one for the F-16 Viper. Outside of those aircraft, gets a little different. So let's take, for example, let's hop into the controls here. And one of the big difficulties with toggle switches has always been whenever the switch is not in its on state. So obviously the on signal will always register, like this one here, which is the right engine fuel flow in the Warthog. This I have set for my tail hook here in the Hornet. And in here you can notice that some of the aircraft have a category called special for joystick. I want the tail hook to be up when the switch is up. That way it just makes sense and matches the position of the switch. Now, Eagle Dynamics did program in a few of these controls on the special for joystick category here, so that if the switch is on, you get the first condition, which in this case is tail hook up. If the switch is not on, then it goes to its down position. In the logic controls, this is usually referred to as on, else off. Not every command or control key binding here has that option. Let's take, for example, on the left-hand switch here, which I have mapped to the landing gear. So in this one, my only options are down, up, up, down, which is basically I'm cycling it. So let's take a quick peek at that. Let's make sure my tail hook is up, landing gear is up. So if I go tail hook down right here on the right hand side of the screen, tail hook goes down, tail hook goes up. If you saw me cycle the switch the first time, that's because sometimes DCS, whenever you first load into a mission, not all of the switches are synchronized. So tail hook down, tail hook up. Now that's how toggle switches usually work. Now, like that landing gear switch though, didn't go down. However, since I have it set to the cycle, if I send it up again, now the landing gear goes down. And if I switch the switch back down, nothing happens. If I switch it back up, landing gear comes back up. Alright, so the really cool takeaway from this video, and this is the discovery I made last week, and this is not very well known. So let's jump back into our controls. I'll find my landing gear. Here we are. So we notice here under the throttle category, this is coming up as joy button 16. I'm going to go ahead and clear that. So I'm going to set this landing gear control handle up. Joy button 16. Normal. Now the down position. Now, and you can either double click the box here or hit this add button at the bottom. Either way will get you here. Now, if you remember joy button 16, that was that toggle switch that I want to set for this. In this drop-down menu, there is now off conditions for those respective switches, but you have to go to this drop down to find it. It won't register just by setting the switch that condition. You actually have to manually do this. But joy button 16 off. Okay, now I have both of them. If we test this, off, on, off, on. There we go. Now let's check this out in the jet. Landing gear goes down. Landing gear goes up. That was a really awesome discovery that I had found. Like I said, doing some research when I was getting everything set up to do the Viper throttle video last week. But I definitely wanted to share that because that setting up toggle switches to work correctly in the sim has always been a small challenge because we didn't have the off else on or on else off settings without having to learn how to set up code in Lua files or use something like DCS BIOS or Joy2Key or any outside app. This is embedded within DCS, and that was really awesome finding that. So again, landing gear comes down, works just like the toggle switch should. Do that with the tail hook. Tail hook comes down. Tail hook goes up. Landing gear comes up. Nice. Alright, well I hope you guys found that useful. I certainly am, because I'm having a ball now, because for the longest time, outside of the Warthog and now the Viper, I didn't really use my toggle switches as much for things because of that, because I either have to assign it to a command and cycle it twice, or if it did have the special for joystick key bindings, I would use that. But outside of that, I didn't really mess with the toggle switches much, specifically for that reason. Last thing I want to cover is a 3-position toggle switch. So these are 2-position, on, off. What about a 3-position? Well, we got that covered too. So I'll take this 3-position, which that's the autopilot control in the A10. Let's go ahead and set that to something useful like the refuel probe. Alright, so the probe, the refuel probe does have a special for joystick category. I'm going to go ahead and clear that for now. But let's say we want to assign it. So in the Hornet, the up position is the probe extent. So I'm going to set that. Well, there's also another position for emergency extent. That's the down position. Now, if we didn't have a special for joystick, now we want the probe to be retracted. So if we notice here that the down position for emergency extend is number 28, the up for extend is number 27. So now we have to do something twice. So we need to scroll down, find 27 off, and hit OK. Add this a second time, so you can add multiple keys to one control. And now we come down to 28 off, and there we go. So in this case, if 27 is on, the probe will extend. If it's off, and since you have 2 separate key bindings, so 28 and 27 on the same toggle switch, if both of those conditions are true, then it will revert to the center position. So let's check this out. So probe extend, there it comes out of the nose. Let's find the switch down there on the left console, right there. So probe extend, retract. Probe came down. Emergency extend. Probe came out. And retract. That's my quick DCS video for today. I'll have another one out later this week. I want to showcase and review this throttle some more. I am very impressed with that throttle. I'm having an absolute ball with that thing in the F16. So, anyway, that's all I got for today. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.